You're very welcome back to Unstable TV. So you guys have sent us over another reaction from one of your favourites. But before we get into that, if this is your first time on the channel, do not forget to
like, subscribe, comment, share. If you like if you like reaction videos like this, make sure you hit that bell. And if you're back with us again, sound.
One of the lovely viewers of Unstable TV sent us over today, Danielle.
So we done a video from the Fat Electrician a couple of months ago, and this video that we're about to do now from him was the most requested one that we've gotten since. And this is the Fat Electrician reviews the gun trucks of Vietnam.
So without further ado, let's watch this together. Let's go.
Today we're talking about the gun trucks of Vietnam.
The gun trucks.
During the Vietnam War, the American military would go toe-to-toe with a guerrilla fighting force known as the VC, or the Viet Cong. And during Vietnam, per usual, America had air superiority. To counter this, the Viet Cong would begin attacking American supply lines. They would do this by ambushing our convoys. At this point in time, these convoys were very lightly defended, if at all. After these ambushes would prove devastatingly effective, the American military would identify the need for the truckers to defend themselves. To do this, they would commission a new weapon of war to be built, the V-100 armored vehicle. But it takes time to design, and then find the lowest bidder, military grade, and then have it built, and then tested, and then mass-produced and shipped to the war zone. Time that the truckers on the ground did not have. So they did the last thing you would ever want an American to do. They improvised. Bearing in mind that it's never a war crime the first time, and it's always better to ask forgiveness than permission, they began taking the M35 Deuce and a Half and the 5-ton trucks, and they began a process that I can only describe as tactical arts and crafts. They would acquire armor plating and create a heavily fortified machine gun position in the cargo area of these trucks. They would also armor the cab to protect the driver. The chain of command would then authorize them to utilize the M60 machine gun from the back of these fortified machine gunning positions. But that wasn't really enough either. I'm not saying that the E4 Mafia exists, but if it did, that's exactly who they called. Because to gain more firepower, they began the strategic transfer of equipment to alternate locations. Steel, for short. They would acquire weapons like the M250 cal, the minigun, and other exotic unhealthcare utensils. For example, the Eve of Destruction was known for having a dual 50 cal naval turret. This fucking monstrosity. If you don't know much about guns and you're not quite sure what you're looking at here, that thing will blow out all the birthday candles on your family tree at once. And when the truckers in charge of the Eve of Destruction were asked how they acquired such a weapon, they said, and I quote, "We borrowed it from a Navy ship," when no one was looking. Could you imagine being the Navy guy responsible for that weapon? You have to explain to your chain of command that you don't know where it went.
Sorry,
if you don't know much about guns, the M60 is a great weapon, but it's something that you would use to kill a bad guy in a forest. The 50 cal, on the other hand, is something that you would use to kill a forest with bad guys in it. I'm trying to tell you that when these guys were conducting a convoy operation and the trees started talking, they turned into a mobile deforestation unit real fucking quick. These guys cleared more vegetation than a fucking forest fire. They wrote the book on the hardened convoy concept. They created concepts like TFF, turn, fix, and fuck. I mean fire. If you're not picking up what I'm putting down, these gun trucks were basically miniature battleships. They would pull up sideways at the enemy, fire a full broadside, and just fucking delete everything in their path. But the day would come that the V-100s would finally arrive, and they fucking sucked. The improvised gun trucks made by the men on the ground would prove vastly superior. It is estimated that 200 to 300 of these trucks were made, but the only one to ever make it back to American soil was the Eve of Destruction, where you can now go see it at the Army Transportation Museum in Fort Eustis, Virginia. Ooh. In conclusion, never make America improvise, or you'll probably end up on the shittier end of a Mad Max type situation. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed it. Merch and other links are available at thefatelectrician.com. Quackbang out.
I like that, it's like a play on flashbangs.
So basically, if you're ever going to war and you need something done in 10 minutes, hello USA, we will take whatever you can make.
And they'll fix that right up for you and turn it into an even bigger mass of destruction you were going to make out of your home closet supply.
That is extremely scary. Don't know what I was expecting from this. It wasn't that. Double weapon guns and everything. Borrowed from Navy ships. I mean, how do you come up with that? How do you look at a truck and say, I know what'll work? Loads of these. Stick a few people behind it and we'll win.
Just imagine being the guard that was on when they walked up to the naval base and said, hey, that's crazy, look behind you, what's over there? And then they walked away with your turret. I'd say combat was very much not evolved after that. But where they were on the ground, it was 100% evolved into an absolute nuclear holocaust of weapons.
Pretty much. I mean, We're gonna have to watch that again because there was a lot of guns. A lot of different type of guns being used there. Very scary looking ones as well. Ones I would never want to see up close. Although I would like to go see the Eve of Destruction just because how do you makeshift? How do you makeshift a weapon like that? How do you do it?
Just on the go.
How do you do it?
Pull the parts out of your shoes and just go.
And how do they make 200-300 of them? I can't even speak now.
Before we go any further though, very big shout out to the original content creator. Do make sure you check him out, give him a like, subscribe and share and all of that good YouTube stuff. And a very, very big shout out to you guys for suggesting the Fat Electrician to us. We've loved the content so far and we're looking forward to doing a lot more of your guys' suggestions.
Absolutely. He knows how to make good videos.
Yeah.
Very informative, very fun.
Information in the fun way so you learn where explosions and pew pew sounds.
Violently American.
Just the way we like it. Of course, now, not only was there a massive naval weapon there, I loved the analogies of how the weapon worked, of the forestry, and how good these guys were at clearing and deleting forests and vegetation, like he said. I'm sure the enemy did not see it coming, but they definitely heard it coming.
Yeah. I'm still like, how do you do that? Well, I mean, I suppose it is America. They are very much so. We love everything that's a gun. Let's make everything into a gun. If you can see it, it's a gun. Cheeseburger equals guns. That's what it is in America.
And it probably fires glazed donuts.
It could. That actually sounds quite nice.
Yeah.
That sounds like a good time.
So, of course, that's going to fall out. I'm not catching it this time. So, of course, guys, do let us know your thoughts about this in the comments down below. Don't just take our word for it. We want to hear your words too. And if you have any other suggestions like this, Danielle will tell you what to do.
Pop them bad boys down in the comments. Doesn't have to just be about the Fat Electrician. It can be about anything. But if there's any other weapons like this that we need to see that are absolutely outrageous and were made in the space of 30 seconds, we want to see them too.
And as always, that has been our 2 cents, and we will chop ourselves out of this.